everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads on a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game and sometimes hockey news that you need to know about. So we are here to do it for you. And remember that this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside the young gun Court.
Oh yeah, pull the Meechkoff. What? Meechkoff. Waba's probably mad that I didn't film it so that I could write it off.
I'm mad that it's not on its way to PSA right now.
Well, do you want to know why? So like
KSA.
Us people in Canada are kind of boycotting PSA right now.
Oh.
Even KSA is doing like a deal. If you're Canadian, you have a Canadian address, they're gonna give you a discount.
Yeah,
25% off.
And they're doing there's a lot of that going around here. Everybody's doing 25% off for obvious reasons. Even though Captain backtracked today, but guy can't even make up his mind, eh?
Nope.
It's almost like his economy was crashing and everybody was like, we're running away. But not to get political here, but
buy the dip.
Buying the dip, yeah.
Buy the NVIDIA dip.
Hey, NVIDIA's went they went back on
not
sale.
financial advice, by the way.
No, we're not. The NVIDIA cards went back on sale today in Canada. You could buy them. The 5090 or whatever it was.
Yeah, the 5070.
Yeah, whatever it was. But yes, I've been pulling some Meechkoffs. I'm not even going. I don't think I'm going to get him graded, Waba, just yet. I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to get my Bobby cards graded at KSA. Do all my like old school cards that I know I'm never going to lose. Do them all at KSA. I got to do a drive up there. It's like an hour from me. Drop a whole bunch off. Do like a $500 drop. Drop a bunch of cards. Get them graded. Get the mail back to me. And then I don't know. I don't know, Waba.
You have the opportunity to bring a suitcase full of money. Have you considered doing that?
What do you mean?
Like, if it's going to cost you $500, you could get a lot of. What bills do they have? Fives?
Yeah, the 5 is the lowest.
Okay, get a bunch of 5s in stacks, non-sequential, obviously, and you could drive up there.
That's way too much.
Because
effort.
you could flip it, and if you put a light inside, it'll be like Pulp Fiction.
That sounds like more money than it's worth. Buy the suitcase, buy the light.
You can thrift the suitcase. It's easy.
Sounds like a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. Sounds like a lot of work.
The other voice that you heard is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Pez.
Hello. Some would say I am a hero and a half shell. I would say I am more of a Donnie Does Machines type guy.
I don't even know what that is.
Me either. It's just part of the theme song.
Like, let me pick the one line nobody will listen to, and that's what's one I'm gonna own.
Yeah, I own it. I own it, baby. How we doing, lads? What's the crack?
I'm just glad your power's on, so I didn't have to do the tech stuff.
For now,
dude. Right? It's trade week. That's all I'm like thinking about. It's all the trades.
Yes, we will be doing some trade deadline towards the end, so look forward to it if you're a hockey fan, or if you're not and you like hearing us. Or if you hate us, make sure to like that video. Every like is, I don't know. I was trying to think of something.
If you hate us, you should tell us
in the comments
below.
There we go. Engagement. So not a busy week for video games.
Hey, if you only hate me, that's
nothing really came out, right?
Well, no. Pez is huge.
No.
Huge.
No, only 8 million people bought Monster Hunter Wilds in 3 days.
Oh, the Diamond Dynasty stuff came out. From the show.
Yep.
Game's dead.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds came out, fellas, on Friday, and I have already put about 30 hours into it since then. Because
numbers.
I mean, for real, like work is really getting in the way of me trying to get my grind on. Game's great. Legitimately good. World kind of brought excuse me, Monster Hunter into the new generation, and Wilds has just made it better.
G generation?
X boys. I've been playing it on PC. It runs well. I don't understand why people are having performance issues, but it is what it is. My group is strewn about between the PlayStation, the Xbox, and the PC. Game runs fine for them. It's crossplay, which is great. It is just more Monster Hunter. And what they did this year is the story is about 10 hours. It's low rank. It's easy. A lot of people complain about how easy it is. It's basically a 10-hour tutorial for you to learn all the mechanics and all the monster moves. And then it throws you into high rank where monsters have more HP. They hit harder. There's new monsters. They have new moves, etc., etc. So I'm in my beginning stages of high rank because I like to just walk out into the world and explore all the endemic life and go fishing and capture the endemic life, and you get like points and quests and stuff for it. So it's just a really fun, really engaging game. There is some problems with it. The story, despite being this like on rails kind of roller coaster, kind of stinks. Because like, how many times can you write a Monster Hunter story where it's like, oh, the monsters have attacked the village, we need to go kill the monster? Like, you can only write that so many times, right? Like, so that's kind of lame. The performance issues, like, mine are fine. I can run it at 1440, about 60 to 50 frames per second, and you really can't tell the difference. Anything over 30 and you're like, oh yeah, this looks pretty good. But I know people are having problems with it. Capcom is notorious for having horribly optimized video games on all of their on all consoles, not just the PC. So that's a problem that hopefully someday Capcom will fix. Who knows? Dragon's Dogma 2 is still not fixed from what I've heard, which is why I've never purchased it. Despite really liking Dragon's Dogma, the first one, it was so much fun. Great variety of weapons, little bit of everything for everybody to do. The party system, despite being a little confusing in the beginning, is so much better than it is in World. I'm having a great time with it. Again, 30 hours. My whole friend group has it, and we've all been playing together and having a blast. And yeah, it's been good. It is a quintessential grind game where you always have something to go grind for, because you want more parts to create more armor. You want to cut off tails and wear them as cod pieces. Like, you're just trying to have a good time. So I really, really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. Haven't tested it on the Steam Deck, and I will have a full review on our website, 3dadsconsole.com, once work stops being a jerk.
I've been watching somebody, basically he did like a marathon like stream, like a subathon, and he beat it. I think I don't know how many hours, but it was 30 stream hours with sleeping in there. And then they start playing, the story, and I was like, oh, like that was a quick game, whatever. And then it's like, wait, no. Then there's a cutscene to tell you about this is when the game starts. It felt a lot like South Park when they beat him, which has no life. And it's like, what do you mean? What do we do? Yeah. Now we get to play the game.
Now we play the game. And like, that's how Monster Hunter has always been. It's like low rank is baby mode, and really like hold your hand so you can learn different weapons and combos and monster moves and whatever. And then you go into high rank and they're just like, good luck. And eventually what'll happen is year and a half from now, they'll drop their DLC, much like they did in Iceborne, which brings in master rank, which is even harder, which brings in new monsters, which brings in new quests and blah, 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 new weapons and whatnot. So it's really, and they've already said like they're going to already add in harder monsters and title updates and things like that. So people that, the veteran hunters that have been playing for a long time will get the challenge they want. And I understand why Capcom does it, because like you don't want to be like Dark Souls and just have them walk out into one area and get absolutely stomped, right? So like you have to kind of baby mode them, like folks, through the story, and then just let them go in high rank and start to explore and have a good time.
Are the monsters in baby rank and the other modes, are they the same, like in terms of like the bosses?
They're the same, but they can, in high rank, they have different, they have added moves to their moveset.
Okay. And one thing I've seen that I appreciate is the character customization is bananas. You have the ability to create waifu characters, and then the ability to create monstrosities with inverted faces.
Yep.
It is the most like robust creator I've seen, and then you just cover their head with a helmet.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much, more or less. Yep. More or less. Yeah.
20 hours on customization just to wear a really cool hat.
Yep. And one of the things I didn't mention is shout out to Capcom, because in World they tried to make the weapons look realistic. But really Monster Hunter like is all about these big weapons. I almost said a bad word. These big weapons that a normal person could not carry that look absolutely ridiculous. Like I remember in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, like one of the weapons is called like a switch axe, and it's basically this long axe that you basically use to chop this thing down. There was a quest to get one that looks like a pizza cutter, right? So you're hitting this thing with like a pizza cutter, or there were quests to get a hammer to make it that looks like a teddy bear. So you're bonking this thing around with this big old teddy bear. World didn't have any of that, and people complained. And then they added that in when Iceborne came out like 2 years later. So shout out to Capcom for having great weapon design this time. Like as a hunting horn main, for those that don't know, the hunting horn is basically like a bard weapon. It buffs your teammates as you're like hitting this thing in the face. Your opening hunting horn is a saxophone, and it just gets cooler from there. So, yeah, shout out on the weapon design because it looks really, really good this time.
Pizza cutter. So it was an Italian Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it was. I can't think of anything funny, unfortunately.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno Hunter. I don't know.
Delicio.
Thank you. Oh, look, he knows Italian. It's like Inglorious
Well,
Bastards.
what am I supposed to add? What am I supposed to add to this? I watched
Nothing.
the MLB the show. I watched the MLB the show video so that I could talk about it now.
There we go.
Is that
Bang. Bang.
Diamond
Guys,
Dynasty,
this is
I
how
know.
you run a successful podcast. Everyone listening, you
Honestly.
just do the work.
It would have been worse if I would have interjected because I got nothing on this game.
No, that's okay. That's all right. We can have a short little Pezzy segment.
It was a pet. That was a Pezzy segment and a half.
Everyone in their cars groaning over and over because it's just my dull voice.
So, I'm trying to think of a good segue. Can we workshop this?
What are we moving toward? What do you want to move toward?
No, let's do. So, if we're gonna talk baseball, so I hear.
Forget it. I'm going to talk MLB the show because Pez and I really like this game.
I couldn't do it. I'll think here. I'll think of it.
You don't need to.
Give me some time. No, you continue, and I'll circle back.
Pez just talked about a diamond game, but I want to talk about Diamond Dynasty. There you go.
How'd you do that?
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Right there. So, MLB the show is a game that Pez and I every year decide we are not going to play. And then every year we play it for about 100 hours and then quit. But we still give it more time than we care to admit.
Mhm.
Well, the mode that him and I like to play is Diamond Dynasty. Today, literally today, while we were right about to go, they just launched their new Diamond Dynasty updates this year to MLB the show and Pez. There's some pretty cool ones. Okay, so there is some game modes that they've changed. They have added in your progression lasts the whole season. So they've taken away the season cards again. So the sets are gone.
Good.
So you're going to, yeah, exactly. You're going to grind to 99, which is, I'm okay with grinding to 99. I think it's better. We use different cards. There's going to be lower cards that you end up using more and more. You're also going to be having, being able to track your progression as you go throughout and set milestones for your players, which is another thing that I like to do when you're completing sets. There's going to be weekly head-to-head matchups that you can play in tournaments. So every week you can hop in and play tournaments on the weekends and play against your friends and earn packs. I'm going to read this off. They've removed sets and seasons to make the new return of the year-long progression system. I said that adding new game modes called Diamond Quest. Now, Pez and the Weekend Classic. The Weekend Classic is the online play against other people. I'm never going to do that. But Diamond Quest looks really awesome, Pez, because you get to, that's where you're tracking your progression. You can set milestones. You get to create your own jersey for your team and you play. And it's like, it looks like you're almost playing chess, but you've got to do specific things inside the game to play them. Once again, they're going to have all the other things that we're used to. Conquest is back. They're going to have storylines that we can start playing. And they're also going to be having mini seasons, everything that we expect from MLB the show, and a progression system again. Reimagined Team Infinity and multiplayer reward programs. Diamond Dynasty mode joins MLB the show's back with the year of the progression, ensuring the hard-earned cards are always available to join your rank squad. Introducing Diamond's Quest, the new single-player roguelike board game mode when rewards are yours to earn. So, like, once you die, it's over. Boss encounters and more. By completing challenges, you can increase your chances for a bigger, better rewards. But if you fail in 3-inning stadium challenges, all can be lost and risk rewards. So it's
Cool.
it's kind of like the Showdown, but a
Mhm.
little bit more. It's almost like Showdown and Conquest together. That's the
Yep.
way I looked at it when I was watching the video. It was very intrigued by it. Weekend Classic, I talked. Team Infinity returns in a whole new ball game. Your journey program measures how you play with the players' cards in F30 MLB The Show teams. Are you ready to start chasing exclusive player items, customized team items, and earning your way towards some better rewards available in Dynasty, plus live content drops? They do that. I'll say this. We play sports games here. I don't think anybody does it as good as San Diego Studios does their content drops, how
Not
they
even
do their
close.
Twitch drop. It's stupid. Like they treat their community with respect.
Mhm.
New and in 25 ranked battle royale events, and now a unique multiplayer program for rewards. Whether you enjoy playing solo or co-op ranked, drafting a 26-man battle royale team, so you're going to be able to battle royale even on single player, or building your squad to rotate in events and multiplayer. Theme player programs are back, accompanied by brand new Spotlight and My Legacy programs. Spotlight programs celebrate the MLB's best performances by bringing a new program to live the excitement. Yes, this is the one I wanted to talk about. So Pez, they're going to be doing Spotlight programs. So say Ohtani did what he did last year. Well, they're going to throw in an Ohtani program, like for a fact. So say Paul Skeens goes lights out. Not only is he going to have a lightning card, they're going to give him a program, and you're going to be able to get his card.
I love it. I love
it.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Yay. Just copy what they do. I'm going to say this for the 500th time. Literally copy what they do, and you're going to have the players engaged throughout the year. How cool would it be to Gretzky Legacy program? Instead of like trying to chase for these cards, they're going to give them to you. They're not going to give you the 99 version of it. You don't have to like trade in cards to get that 99 version that you're never going to use. You trade in sets and you keep those cards.
I'll take NHL Twitch drops at this point. Just give me a few packs once a month.
And as always,
you're muted, Bozo.
The game comes out on the 14th. Early access is on the 14th. Sorry, I will be getting a code. I will be doing the review. 4 days early access for the deluxe edition. Full game PS5. It's PS5 only. Double daily rewards. 20 the show packs. 1 20th anniversary choice pack, 1 diamond choice pack, 5 choice packs, 20K stubs, 1 equipment pack, and 1 cover athlete bat skin. Yeah, they don't give us a color athlete pack, which is like, we were all going to take Paul Skeens, were we not? 100%. Like, Pez, your boy's on the cover.
I know, finally, which means, gentlemen, Tommy John surgery come August. Let's go.
Seriously.
He's going to blow his arm out.
You said something, again, I don't
Is it Thomas John?
So much. No. Actual question about this. You said PS5 only.
Correct.
This game is only coming to...
No. For next gen only. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, sorry. Because that threw me off because I remember they had it on.
But it won't. It's on Xbox. It's on the Switch. It's on PS5, but it's not on Game Pass.
Is it on the? I think it's not on the Switch this year.
No, it is.
It is?
Yeah. Because
the Switch version is just dog shit.
Yeah, it's only good if you have a Switch and you want to play baseball like that. Like if you can play it a different way, play it a different way.
Just play backyard baseball at that point.
Be Pascal and play.
And they have
was it Pablo?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Twitch drops scheduled before the game even starts.
Ooh, let's go. Imagine. Packs on packs.
Yes, the game is available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch.
Gotcha.
But it is not coming to Game Pass.
Nope.
Boom.
Which I'm quite surprised about. I wonder if
I'm not. I don't think
MLB
Xbox got the money, yo.
I wonder if MLB was just like, nope, make them buy.
They have to pay for it though. So like Xbox had to do a deal with MLB and pay for it to show up there. I don't think they had. If you look at the games that are coming to Game Pass lately, I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. They stink. And if you look at PlayStation Plus, which is getting Dragon Age now, like they get bangers because they don't put their first party games day and date.
Right.
These are
Absolute
just facts.
bangers.
But I don't know, Pez. You
Yeah.
gonna play MLB the Show?
Probably. I will wait until it's on sale. But you know, maybe like let's see, it'll come in at what, 70. So maybe if it's like, I don't know, 50, 45, well, maybe a little 35% off, we'll jump at that.
You gonna be doing a Pezzy Pirate season? The Pezzy Pirates?
Always got to bring those bad boys back up to where they belong.
Well, Paul Skeens.
Div
Little
6.
Paul Skeens, yeah,
Well,
Div
I'm
6.
sure for you, you're like, there's gonna be a million Paul Skeens cards.
100%. Him, Gunnar Henderson will have 1 million, and Ellie De La Cruz will have 1 million.
Yeah, so which is not a bad thing.
No.
And if I get Jose Batista,
I mean, I have to play this year. My man Manny Ramirez is finally back.
That's right.
First
he's in
time
the game
since,
this
I
year?
think- yeah, first time since
did they announce
2014.
Legends?
They showed him in a trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
They showed him and Clemens in the same trailer.
What?
Yankee version, Roger Clemens. But I mean, we'll get a Red Sox version, but yeah. And we'll
He's my
probably get a Blue Jays
favorite player
version.
of all time.
There's probably gonna be a Blue Jays version. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
I'm gonna have to go to like get therapy for my arm for this game.
Court's gotta go back to PT. Doctor's gonna be like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in 2 years." You're like, "Well, I boycotted MLB The Show 24, so it wasn't a problem, but now I'm back."
Oh, I gotta look up. It's Jose Batista and MLB The Show 25. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I don't know if they've announced anything. Like, I don't know if they've done a Legends announcement.
I have a binder full of Roger Clemens cards.
I can't
He
believe
was
the Sox
the
were just
dopest.
like, "Nope, you're not good enough anymore." And he was like, "All right, well, I'll go to Toronto and New York, and I'll revive my career in New York, and then be on all the juice and be an absolute monster."
I have because I would buy literally any card with him on
Okay.
it. There's one of him in like a black turtleneck. It's a Toronto card in this like outside. It looks like a venue you'd get a wedding, and he's just like, "This has nothing to do with baseball." It's the weirdest card I've ever seen. It's a Blue Jays card.
So
but
the
shout out
50
Clemens.
legends that are able to be added to MLB The Show 25. I didn't know there was like a list and they had to wait. So here's who can be added to MLB The Show 2025. Barry Bonds.
Dude,
Oh,
let's
God,
go
he's
Jim Dowd.
gonna be
Let's
so
go Jim
jacked.
Dowd.
So I
Some
think you
yokes.
know
Down,
how
Jim Dowd.
Pez, I'm gonna say this right now. You know how they always add someone crazy after the fact?
Yeah, it'll be
And they
Barry
halfway
Bonds.
it'll be yeah, or it's gonna be Ichiro Suzuki.
See, my
Roger
hope,
Clemens, we know, is in the game.
my
Kurt
hope was-
Schillings.
my hope was Ichiro was going to be the Legends cover.
Well, there is no Legends cover.
I know.
Then you have Kurt Schilling. No one cares about him.
What?
Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Jose Canseco. I would love if we could do a Legends home run derby of Canseco versus McGuire
God, they're all
with Roger
undefeated.
Clemens pitching. Like, come on. It writes itself. Shoeless Joe Jackson, Dwight Gooden, Daryl Strawberry, Kenny Lofton, Bo Jackson, David Cohn,
Strawberry.
Oral Hershiser, Dave Parker, Steve Garvey, Lou Whitaker, Jack Morris. Oh, man. All these Blue Jays. Dale Murphy, Fred McGriff, the crime dog, Jeff Kent,
Ooh.
Robert Ventura, Mark Teixeira, Carlos Beltran, Maglio Ordonez, Armas Ramirez, Tim Lissicum, Adrian Gonzalez, Hanley Ramirez, Jose Reyes, Troy Tulowitzki, Dan Ugla, Brian McCann, Russell Martin, Victor Martinez, Josh Hamilton, Shane Victorino, Hunter Pence, Carl Crawford, Albert Bell, Buster
Jurassic
Posey,
Carl, let's go.
Mark Burley, Mark Grace, Jake Peavy, Dave Winfield, Jose Fernandez, Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, Jonathan Papelbon. They better put him in the game. Brad Ledge, Houston Street. Yeah, I won't get Batista. He can't be added until next year. God's
Dang.
sakes. But like Josh but Donaldson can't be. Donaldson's retired. That's what he did. That's why he wasn't in the game. This sucks. I don't get Batista until what, next year?
Next year.
That's how they get you.
Up with 2026. Down with 2025. That's how they get you.
It's a crazy list.
You know, you could say, gentlemen, that Court was faked out. But if you want to do a 360 fakie, you now can. And Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remastered.
Is that a real move?
It
I think
is.
so. Yeah.
And if it's
Really?
not, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, if it's not and I'm a poser, let me know in the comments below.
Well, I don't
I-
know what the fakie.
I don't.
They're all bungus now. Like, oh, I did a 30-60 bungus McTwist on a corn dog.
Now, this is Activision's first release of a Tony Hawk game under the Microsoft umbrella, and you can get Doom Skater and Revenant Skater. So you get a Doom Slayer Skater and a Revenant Skater, and you can get Doom decks and Doom attire in the game when you pre-order the digital deluxe, which I was kind of like, really? But, whatever. That's cool, I guess. But I really liked Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, so I'm kind of very excited for this. I really enjoyed 1 and 2. I thought they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
the roster includes Tony Hawk, Bucky Lasky, Steve Cabrero, Kareem Campbell, Jeff Rowley, my boy, Andrew Reynolds, Elsa Steimer, Chad Muska, he's another one I like, Eric Costa.
Bam Margera.
Yeah, put Bam in the game, you cowards.
There's no way he's in the game. Rodney Mullen, Jamie Thomas, Rennie Guilford, Bob Burnquist. Burnquist is pretty decent. Cole Colville, Jamie Foy, Zion Wright, and Yutu Hongram, plus some secrets that you'll have to unlock and discover. It's available on PS. Originally came out in what's this say? Activision in 2020 for PS4. That doesn't make any sense. So this is just a remaster of a 2020 game?
Yeah, it's coming out for PS4 and 5, Xbox One and Series X and S.
Yeah, July 11th, Xbox One and PC though. At least it's coming to PC and it's day and date on Game Pass. Let's put it this way. I don't know for you guys, how can you hate a Tony Hawk game?
You can't.
No, I played 1 and 2 and it was good, but I find like that the gameplay it's the same. So if you like that and like you like the nostalgia, it's gonna be perfect for you. If you're expecting anything more, it's not gonna be anything more, and it frankly doesn't need to be. Again, playing around 1 and 2 was great. It was great to get back in. You could edit the soundtrack, which I loved. Put on the songs that you like, and it was just it was a nice time. But I didn't spend too much time with it. This, however, does look a lot better, like graphically. And I think people who are fans of it are going to like it. And I think this is also a good opportunity for people who are looking for more, not just remasters, to like vote with their wallet. Like, go out and buy this thing.
Yeah, but they're putting it on Game Pass, and I think that's a mistake again. I think it's great for Game Pass owners.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I can't believe I'm going to say this because I was so a proponent for it, but it looks to me like the Game Pass model is failing. The day and date Game Pass model, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like we're getting a lot of... Like, this is perfect. It's a remastered. I almost would think that the remasters make more sense. Mm-hmm. But, like, we saw these great reviews for Avowed. No one cares about that game.
No.
And I feel like a lot of those reviews were false because a lot of people that I know played it, they're like, yeah, I haven't been back. And I'm like, so why'd you give it a 9?
Right. So why? Because you gotta stay in the good graces.
I feel like so many games get really good scores now. Like way too many games.
Well, that's because reviewers and content creators want to stay in the good graces of the company so they can get the access.
I'll give your game a 10. Just hit me up at the business email.
Yeah.
He really would do that. I'm just telling people.
Listen, if you want a free 10, 3dads on a console at gmail.com. Send it over.
Yeah. That's our PayPal.
Send it.
I was looking at an article about this game though. The soundtrack slaps. Like, there's already a few Ace of Spades and CKY 96 Quite Bitter Beings. I know me and my friends went through that. Like, Jackass comes out, Tony Hawk's the thing. We're all doing skating. Like, we're all doing skateboarding. Right. I had a Walmart board. I broke it on an ollie.
I would pay so much money to see you on a skateboard.
I didn't wear Vans though. You know what I mean? I still wore like Abercrombie.
Did you wear Airwalks?
No, dude. I wore like
Abercrombie. What?
Yeah, dude, I was preppy, dude.
I don't believe you.
But I did a skateboard a few times, and I wasn't very good. I was more of a scooter, you know.
I did a skateboard. He said.
I did a skateboard. I was
okay, Grandpa.
I was scooting my way through life, you know. But I did have a wheelie bar on my scooter.
Oh.
So I was able to do wheelies a little easier.
Dangerous.
I was shredded. I shredded those suburban Boston
Dude, you couldn't
streets. all
shred
right?
a block of cheese. You were
People
talking
saw me
about-
come. People saw me coming, and they
It's
closed
so
their
true.
windows.
That's
They're
the
like,
most-
"Watch out!"
True story ever.
I was gnarly.
You were
I
not.
was-
Ooh, you're something.
Did you guys notice when you went back to play 1 and 2 that we're not good at the game anymore? When we
Yes!
so
I have
good?
the.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it as much.
I have the hand dexterity of an 80-year-old.
Mhm.
I just
cannot
don't
pull
understand
things
it.
off anymore.
Yeah, I used to be able to like do like everything, and I can't do anything. Couldn't
I'm
do
like,
it.
Oh, the letters are up there, and I'm like, I can't get up there anymore.
That's exactly what I was. Gonna
I
say.
can't do that thing anymore.
How I understand more science than I did when I was a kid, but I can't achieve the velocity required to get that top letter.
We don't have that Twitch gaming skill anymore. We don't have
Makes
that,
no
that
sense.
Twitch reaction that we had when we were 11 and hopped up on Hawaiian Punch and Doritos, dude.
And
Getting
Surge.
ripped on Mountain Dew Code Red.
Having some pizza pockets.
Having some pizza
Oh.
pockets.
Pizza
Back
pockets
then.
were so good.
Dude, I ate pizza bagels for the first time a few weeks ago again. That stuff still hits. It's
Waba,
so good.
you need to eat better.
I do, but every now and then I
Mm.
don't.
My buddy used to deep fry pizza pockets.
What? What a psychopath. That sounds amazing, dude. That
That's-
sounds so good. That would put me in a hospital for sure, but like I kind of want to try it.
They were the best.
I bet. Oh, man,
Unbelievable.
extra crunchy, gooey on the
Oh.
inside. Oh, beautiful.
They were unbelievable with some barbecue sauce on top.
Oh, man.
Stupid.
That's
good.
wild.
What an absolute reckless human being. I love it.
Oh,
Mad lad.
While we're talking, I will not be here next week. I just realized I'm in Calgary.
Going to a Flames game?
Nope.
All right. Shout out Flames.
Are they in town?
I don't know. Shout out, I don't know. I don't even know who plays on the Flames. Mark Giordano from 1885 when he was a rookie.
He's like Gio who went to Seattle and
Yeah,
then
dude, he went everywhere.
on the Leafs.
He went
So
everywhere.
I leave on Wednesday, like I land at midnight, and they play the Canucks Wednesday night
Oh,
in
perfect.
Calgary.
Ooh,
You can make it.
No, I can't. That's not
Just bring a carry on.
that's not how
That's
time
not how-
works.
Thank you, Pez.
You're welcome. What is time? Time is but a circle. It's a
Time
social
is just a
construct.
social good construct.
Time
That's
is
right.
as flat as Earth. God on
Yeah.
God's flat Earth.
That's right. All four corners of the earth. That's what Carl Everett taught me.
Oh, Carl Everett, what an absolute Chad.
Oh yikes. So we got one more topic, Rooney, we want to talk about. You know, so a lot of people exclaim that they're excited about things that are coming up, but allow us to acclaim instead.
Yeah, this is the most Waba announcement like ever.
Come on! Oh, okay.
I'm
I
gonna
thought
have
you
to
were
think on that one. We'll talk about this again next week because I have to think about that transition.
Do not look up the words and the
Okay.
definitions and how to use them,
Great.
and then after that you can make your assessment.
Will
So
do.
Acclaim is back. The makers of Turok, Mortal Kombat originally, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Jeez,
And,
they made some amazing games. So why did we lose them in the first place?
Oh, because they made games like Batman Forever and Speed Kings and
Okay, Batman Forever slaps. Stop it.
Revolt and WWF Attitude, which is a horrible game, and Mary Kate and Ashley, the Winner's
Oh,
Circle.
come on. Full House is the best.
And
And not in
You know.
2001 when that game came out. When that game came out,
NBA Jam.
Dude, they made some great games.
they did
So
make
what are they
some
going to be
good
making, Waba?
They are going to be making I don't
video
know.
games.
video games. I don't see anything yet,
Well, no. So basically, they came back.
but they're
and said-
working with other
They
companies.
said that they are going to lean into indie and nostalgia games. So they'll probably
So-
remake some of the bangers and then work on indie games.
Well, they had the licenses to make your banger, so.
I don't.
Well, some of the properties have gone elsewhere, like NBA Jam got a remake on PS3. Some of their other titles as well. I'm skipping around this thing.
NBA Jam needs a remake because the
Mortal Kombat's with Warner
NBA
Brothers.
needs a remake because no one. The fact that the NHL has a higher view count than the NBA now, suck at NBA.
Can
You
I?
suck. No one cares.
So I'm on Venture Beat, and I want to read a sentence that's like a brand new sentence that I think our listeners will
Just
appreciate.
get to it.
So one of the key goals for the relaunched Acclaim is to resurrect and revitalize its beloved portfolio of classic IP enjoyed for years by millions of players. To ensure this vision comes to life, Acclaim has assembled an advisory board comprised of esteemed industry leaders, including Russell Binder at Stryker Entertainment, Mark Kaplan at Ridge Partners, and Jeff Jarrett at Global Force Entertainment.
Jeff
that
Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett, dude. Let's go. The
Is that Jeff Jarrett, the wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jeff Jarrett, so they're going to be working closely with a publisher called Megacat Studios. Megacat made WrestleQuest, which we loved. We got to, actually play it at PAX before we got media. I got to play it next to Jeff Jarrett watching me, and he called me a jobber, and he raised my hand when I won, a la wrestling. And he is on an advisory board for Acclaim. This is the weirdest, again, that is a brand new sentence that Jeff Jarrett has now shifted his career away from just being a wrestler, and now he's advising a former industry giant on getting into the indie space, which I think is very cool.
Would you like another tidbit about Jeff Jarrett? He also rug pulled his fans about a cash for gold scheme.
Let's go! I knew I liked them.
Oh God!
How do you rug pull a gold?
Waba would definitely do that if he could.
No, I was not gonna do that to any of you guys.
Jeff Jarrett.
So when I launch a coin, just know that it's going to the moon.
For the listeners today, in our chat, I joked that Waba is secretly doing a long con on me and Pez till we finally give him the access to our bank accounts and he takes all their money.
I wouldn't do that. If you take it all, it seems obvious.
It's a good thing I don't have any. So I'm fine. You can have them all, dude.
Well, just what he'll take? He'll take that Bergeron and Jara jersey.
He doesn't have access to this house.
That's right.
I have no power. I barely can keep my power on as it is.
No power.
I have no power here.
Very true.
Maximum power.
Can I just tell you a quick story about WWF Attitude, which came out in 1999 from Acclaim?
Yes.
At the good old Square One Mall in Saugus, an absolute pit of a place to be. Me and 3 of my friends lined up at 8 a.m., skipped school and lined up at 8 a.m. in front of an electronics boutique.
Ooh, EB Games.
Yep, an EB Games, because we wanted to play the hottest new PlayStation game called WWF Attitude. They opened that store 2 hours later. We were fourth in line. I got up to the counter and I was like, "Can I please have a copy of WWF Attitude?" Woman says yes. Young Pezzy, 1999, pulls out like 3 rolls of quarters and puts them on the counter. On the counter, dude, because I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job then, so we just
legal tender.
We took sleeved quarters, man, rolled up quarters, put them on. We walked like a mile and a half to my friend's house. We put that game in, and it was such dog shit that I still remember it to this day.
I gotta look this game up.
It was horrible.
It's very good.
It was
I played
horrible.
it on N64. It was the
was
faces
not on
were
N64.
what at WF Attitude?
You're thinking of either No Mercy or
No.
probably. Are you thinking of WWF Attitude?
Yeah, there you. No, WWF Attitude was on Nintendo 64. That's how I played it. It's the definitive way to
Yeah,
play it.
it was
Stone Cold Steve
definitely
Austin.
on 64. Oh yeah,
it was.
Pez. This game.
It looks like they printed out a picture of the people's faces and taped it to a
Yeah,
This
dude,
game-
it was so
trying
bad.
to triangles.
It was
This
horrible.
game. This
It-
game.
But it had what
done.
did everybody want?
It was absolutely.
Yeah, but it had the intro. I'm watching the
the-
intro for it.
Yeah.
So
It's
good.
dude, you watch the intro and you're hyped and you're getting ready, and then you play and you're like, "Oh, this game's bad. This game's."
I have it on my Steam Deck.
It's real bad. It's you know what? I should have just played WWF
it's got
WrestleMania
Stone Cold, man.
2000. Doesn't
It
matter.
was so
bad.
yeah.
Oh my god, it looks
roster,
so
though.
bad.
Well, what blew my mind at the time, so you could grab tables and weapons from underneath, or you could reach into the crowd and you get something random. You could also get the bell, which I thought was funny.
Mhm.
And if you hit them enough times, all of a sudden, they bleed. And I was like, oh my god. I couldn't believe it as a kid that you could hit someone until their face bled. It was incredible. It was, compared to Mario, this
Right.
was
I mean-
a adult game.
I mean, we're not talking about WrestleMania 2000 or the vastly superior No Mercy. Those are
Mercy.
the cream of the crop. They rise to the top.
Oh my god, this game looks so
never,
bad.
Never eat a pig because a pig is a cop.
Oh my god, that game looks terrible.
Yeah, it's real bad, dude. And apparently the Dreamcast version, I'm looking on Wikipedia, the Dreamcast version has
It's
an
in
aggregate
Dreamcast?
score of 59%.
Well, it's because the sample size is 4 people. If one guy
Right.
didn't like it, it brings the average down.
Man, the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast. What an absolute
Honestly, that was pretty funny,
banger.
Wabba. I'll give you that.
You want to give me a chance for a statistics joke all day? That's my wheelhouse. You want me to get clever? That's where you'll find
That's
me.
where it lies, in the numbers. In the numbers.
That's wild. I haven't thought about that game, and I did put it on the Steam Deck, like I said.
I
But
think about it enough that I still remember that story.
oh,
Just an
It's
ogre
just-
of a child putting.
but- so the
rolled
crazy
quarters
thing
on the
is-
counter.
you're a wrestling fan. You waited in line to get that. I probably got mine. Like I don't know why I had mine. Okay, I got N64 games. My parents
Why
would
is
get
it-
because they
why
knew
is
I
it
had the
we do
console.
things we do? Who knows?
But I didn't watch wrestling. But I had the game.
It doesn't matter.
So like my family got it for me, and I'm playing, and I don't know any of these people. Like I like the songs, like the intros. Like that was cool.
Doo-doo,
But, like, I don't
doo-doo,
know.
doo-doo. Yeah, WWE was just here in Toronto, and I didn't care.
Oh, I've been getting back in it.
Oh man, that was the old John
It's
Cena heel
getting-
turn too.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
God, that's so good.
All the nerds got crazy. All the nerds went crazy.
Hey,
best-
to
it's
each
the
their
best.
own. If the people love it, they love it.
They love it. Yeah, they love it.
I'm back. I'm back in.
You're back in.
Yeah, I hope you are.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back in and collecting cards. I just keep pulling out bangers while Wabba just watches it and just goes. I just know in the back of Wabba's head, he'll like go to a card store and he'll probably see something and be like, "Okay, Court pulled this. What are the odds?" And then he's gonna be like, "I'll buy one box." And then he gets nothing. He's gonna be like, "This is garbage."
I'm gonna return it. Like this didn't have what I wanted. I'm returning it. I'm gonna get blasters though. Just wait. And when I get nothing
You're
from
gonna get
those
retail
blasters,
packs. You can
then
get
I'm gonna be upset.
SPX at retail blasters right now.
I want series 2. That's all I want.
I want to get. There's a Pasternak Young Gun renew, but I'm not paying $20 right now. So.
You can buy WF Attitude right now for under $10.
No
No
kidding,
one
dude, because it's crap. It's a crap game.
That's crazy, dude.
Like, come on, man. That's like being like, oh my god, I can buy garbage for $3.
Oh my God.
Can you believe it?
I'm being reminded now. There's a picture of the Undertaker, and he's just like this. And the beginning of the matches, they would each say a line or something, and it'd be like, it would no movement of the mouth. And then I think JR was in it, and he'd be like, "Oh!" I'm like, you just do
stupid. Oh, that's so funny. It's so stupid.
We-
It's so funny.
One thing I think I would love to do is if we have to figure out a way to cast this game. God, that's so good. Dude, I'm looking at this roster, dude. Okay, we got to do something
D'Lo
content
Brown,
with
my
this
man D'Lo
game.
Brown. You're messing with the real deal now.
Val Venus, Goldust.
Oh,
Shattered
dude, Val Venus.
dreams!
I love Val Venus, dude. But, I mean, the wrestler, the person is an absolute nightmare of a man, but the wrestler, the gimmick, enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh.
Enjoyed
they
it
had,
more
like,
than
Ross
Mary
Warren.
Kate and Ashley, the Winner's Circle on GBA.
Billy Gunn with a god. He looks like a member of the Backstreet Boys.
What was
Bradshaw,
it, 99,
Bossman,
dude?
China.
DX Billy Gunn, the best version of Billy Gunn. It's not the one, although this AEW one, even though he's 60 something years old, is pretty good.
Oh my gosh, this game. All right, so I mean, I think we would trade that game for many other games. But
Imagine
recently there have been a lot of trades.
Time out.
Oh, come on.
Time out. If anyone in their car had WWF Attitude as the longest segment on the podcast, put it. If you had that bingo, please mail it to our PO box and we will send you something. And that was a great transition, Wabba. So there you go.
I love how the worst games get the most time. Like, is Monster Hunter in our thumbnail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be
Okay, just the
WWF
biggest game.
Attitude.
Yeah, so Monster Hunter, good game. Anyway, let us tell you about the worst wrestling game on
you wanna hear this
N64.
worst
Okay,
wrestling game
hey,
from 30 years
Can we
ago?
move on to the trade thing? Because the weirdest trade in the NHL just happened.
Dude, wait, hold on.
breaking news.
Breaking news. Here are 3 dads on a console.
It's not breaking news.
Yes, it
Elliot
is.
Freeman put it on
We're
Twitter.
breaking
I'm
it.
just reading.
Nope, we are breaking the
We're
news.
breaking
Elliot
it.
Freeman stole it from us.
So, 2 teams that are not in the playoffs just made a trade.
Hold on, can I do the air horn first?
No.
No.
I'm gonna.
I'll do it after.
I'm gonna just I know nothing about this trade, but I'm gonna guess. They're not in the playoffs. It is St. Louis, and it is
No,
Columbus.
Rangers.
Columbus
Rangers
is
are making moves.
definitely going to make the playoffs.
Are
Dude.
they? I haven't been paying attention.
Oh yeah, they're killing it this year.
Rangers and the Kings.
Rangers are in the playoffs right now, not the Bruins.
Oh, didn't know
And the
that.
Kings are in the playoffs. Well,
Also didn't know
you
that.
are really bad at this. All right. Anyways, the Nashville Predators and the Pittsburgh Penguins just made a deal. Michael Bunting got traded to Nashville from Pittsburgh, which is weird because like I thought, Dubas likes, loves his Bunting.
Mm-hmm.
For Luke Shen and Tommy Novak. Now, the last time I checked, Luke Shen, everybody in the world wants him. So the only thing I can think of is, please stop. The only thing I can think of is that they traded for Luke Shen so they can trade him again.
Did Bunting not have enough value?
But I don't understand the.
35?
And the Sharks acquired Vincent Desharnais from the Penguins.
Just a
I don't
nothing burger?
understand. Yeah, a 5th round pick. I don't understand why you do this deal. Hold on, I'm gonna pull out a trade tracker.
So I think people, what is it? They posted on the backbench rates. Talked about Tommy Novak.
Dude, none of that. Please make it make sense.
I don't know. I don't know what he just said.
Bunting's
I don't know what it
cheeks.
means.
It's okay. So let's pull the trade tracker here. Okay. So we're gonna go all the way to today. Well, actually, we'll go today because Heining got traded. Yeah, but that was a while ago. So today, March 5th, Bjorkstrand, Yanni Gord got traded to the Lightning in a 3-team deal. But the Lightning got 2 first-round picks for this. So for everybody that was laughing at me when I said Morgan Geekie would get a first-round pick, he is worth a first-round pick right now. The fact that Trent Frederick, and I guess we can talk about that too. Geekie can get a first, and I think the Bruins might move him. But Waba's best friend, Trent Frederick, who I've been saying for, I would say over a month now, he's going to get traded, got traded, and they got a 2nd-round pick for him, and I'm happy about it. That's all he's worth. And I'll say this. I looked up some stats. He's got 40 minutes in penalties this year.
Good stat.
44.
Attaboy.
But no, people say he's tough. He's been in 4 fights.
10-minute majors.
Nope.
The guy is peanut butter soft.
He's not having a good year. As much as I love him, seeing the return for him, and also they got rid of Max Jones, who got the game-winning goal at the teddy bear toss I went to.
That was a
wild,
tidy piece of work by Don Sweeney to make up
great
for
trade.
Well, no, he had to make up for a mistake of giving that guy a 2-year deal when he never should have in the first place. But now he got rid of him at least for something. But the Bruins are sellers. I don't think they're going to be fire sale. I think Justin Brazeau is all but gone. He's going to be sitting out for trade reasons tomorrow night. He's not going to be playing unless he gets traded before then. But he ain't playing for the Boston Bruins ever again. I think he's gone for sure. I think Morgan Geekie is in play, but I don't know if they're going to trade him. They want to sign him. Brad Marchand is injured. McAvoy's injured. Lindholm's injured. The Bruins are done. There's not a chance, a snowball's chance of them making the playoffs. I thought it was hilarious last night. Everybody was like, oh, Swayman stinks. I was like, did you see that it's pretty much an AHL team in front of this guy right now? They're terrible. Pasternak is having an MVP season, and the Bruins stink.
Right.
Do you think
Pasternak's having an
oh.
MVP season, and people want to trade him because
That's
they're
wild.
insane. Because they are Bruins fans are fickle and insane.
What do you think about maybe not Swayman? Do you think the goalies, either of them, are in play? Because you do have what's his name, DiPietro and Bussy.
No, well, I think
backup situation at least.
DiPietro is your starting goalie in Providence right now, and Bussy is actually backing him up.
Interesting.
Which kind of sucks. I was like, oh man, this Bussy card that I got, I was like, he was the next coming of Jesus. But I don't think Swayman's in play at all. I think the Bruins are going to run him back, see what he can do next year. If he has another bad season, then yeah, they're going to bury him somewhere and just make him go away. But I think Korpisalo you trade over the summer.
Yep.
There's just you're not trading him right now. Who's taking him?
No one.
He's got a terrible contract
right now.
Yeah, no one needs a bad backup goalie right now.
Right.
Let's be honest. you could definitely trade him in the offseason and, package him with another player to get him off your books, and some team will take him and see what they can do with him and then throw him in the minors if they can't before the season starts. I would think besides Brazeau, Brandon Carlo's in play, but the rumors are that they're not trying to trade him, but I would still think that he's in play. I think Justin Brazeau is gone. Morgan Geeky's in play. I would say if your name right now, the guys that are playing currently on the roster, I think Charlie Coyle's in play. I think a lot of the Bruins are in play if they can make a hockey trade.
Right.
But the East is so tight right now. It's crazy. Like Ottawa's a buyer. The Rangers are buyers. The Red Wings are buyers. Like the Bruins are only 2 points out of a playoff spot, but they've also got 2 games behind everybody else. I don't see them getting in at all. Like not even a little bit.
No.
I'm cheering for the tank now. I am on team tank, and let's get the best pick we can possibly get. I'm on team tank. And
Correct take.
I think Mikko Rantanen might get traded out of Carolina, which is
That's
hilarious. I think that's crazy pants.
What's he been?
I think if Brad Marchand does get traded, there's only 2 teams he's going to go to, and that's it.
What teams?
I think he's either a Colorado Avalanche or a Vegas Golden Knight, and he's not going to go anywhere else.
Both would be weird to see. Can you imagine that jersey?
And I don't, and if he does go to them, I don't think that necessarily means that he's not coming back. But unfortunately, if he goes to Colorado, him re-signing there would be pretty likely. Even though I believe his wife is from Boston.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I don't know. He lives in Halifax in the off season, right, in Canada. He goes home. I'm not saying Colorado's Canada, but he's got half of his East Coast Mafia is there. I don't think there was rumors today on Boston Sports Radio of all places. Put that rumor out of Crosby and Marchand going to Colorado. I looked into that as complete bogus. That is not a thing right now. But I could see Marchand going to Vegas as well. Because Vegas is going to pull off a trade that no one sees coming, right? Like the Hurdle thing last year.
Yep.
And I know that they have called on Brad Marchand to Boston. So I don't think he's getting traded, but if he did, I only think the 2 teams are the only places he's going.
You heard it here first.
Is that good if he does?
Well, one, Vegas is the no tax state. The coach he is, very close with, and they can win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But like for the Bruins, is that good to trade him for whatever?
So if you traded Brad Marchand right now, let me go on Puckpedia. This is how you really do trades, people. When people are like, oh, they can do this and do that. That's not how it works. So you got to look at cap situations. So right now they've got current cap space is $2.3 million in cap space as the Vegas Golden Knights. Marchand's, believe it or not, his cap hit is like nothing because of actual real dollars because everything else is bonuses. So he actually it would be easy to put in. So here's the issue with Vegas. They do not have a first round pick in 2025 and a first round pick in 2026. If you're trading Brad Marchand and it doesn't involve a first round pick, you crazy. But if Vegas is willing to give up their 2027 first round pick and maybe their second round pick in 2025, and so they're giving up 2 picks there, and who are they going to give up off their roster? Now, I've said this before, and I know I talk about this guy, but like Dorofeev is a guy that if you're the Boston Bruins, you go after like nobody's business. Making $1.8 million a year for the next 2 years. That's a guy you would go after. Or Brett Howden, 26-year-old centerman, plays a lot of minutes. He's only making $2.5 million a year. He's a nothing burger for until 2027, 28. Or I would go after Nick Roy. But you're going to want to take a guy off the roster. If you're trading Brad Marchand, you're going to want first round pick and a guy off their roster. That's just my opinion. I look at their team right now. You want a forward because the Bruins' biggest issue is scoring. Let's be honest. Oddly enough, the 14 goals they got from JVR last year was missed. The 20 plus goals they had from DeBrusk definitely missed. And they filled it with a bunch of thugs that can't score goals.
Right.
That was the Bruins' biggest issue. You can't have one guy scoring all your goals. And you need somebody. Your centermen are not the best. So you need somebody. So if you're the Boston Bruins, if you trade Brad Marchand, you get that first round pick. You call up the Vancouver Canucks in a heartbeat and say, what does it take to get Brock Besser?
Well,
Get Brock Besser, sign him, So there's your right winger. If Marchand wants to come back, all power to him. Give him a deal, come back, have his playoff run. So now you got Marchand, you got Besser, and then you walk up to Sam Bennett and you're like, "Hey,
Here's a bag, kid.
here's a bag." Or Nick Ehlers. "Hey,
Mm.
what are you doing? How you doing?" Even
Or-
though I would rather like Sam Bennett seems like the Boston Bruins pick, but like he's on the wrong side of 30.
What would they do with Lindholm then?
What do you mean?
They have to keep him.
Second line center.
Oh, so he'd be better as the second line. So like
yeah,
he's not a first.
100%. And unfortunately you fire Joe Sacco and you hire a coach.
Mhm.
And most likely it's Joel Kenville.
Around the league, what do you think is going to happen with Elias Pettersson, who's been like a name that's been thrown around?
Not coming to the Boston Bruins?
No, just in general.
I can still see. I know
he's
Buffalo
slumping.
Sabres. Yeah, well, the rumor is Vancouver might just like throw in the towel and trade everybody again. So, there was rumors of him going to Buffalo for Tage Thompson or Dylan Cousins. Well, you go like this. Pettersson's better than both of them, so that makes sense. Yes,
But is he? Because he's not playing like it.
Hold on. Is he? Tage Thompson.
Yes.
He had one good year.
One good season.
He had one good year. He's not as good as everybody thinks. Look at his young gun right now. You could go buy it for like nothing.
Okay, actually.
Well,
that's a good indicator.
Go look it up. Go look up Tage Thompson's young gun right now.
But it $20
fit, maybe?
Doesn't fit my narrative. Yeah. $20. Right on the
right on the nose. Right on the old
So,
Tage Thompson.
Tage Thompson was almost a Bruin once, actually.
That
Needs more pieces around him to be successful. He's not he can't drive the offense for a team. So I don't know. I look at Pettersson as possibly being moved out of Vancouver, but I would think that he's something you move at the draft or in the offseason, not something at the trade deadline. Trade deadlines, guys, you're either moving on expiring deals or you're making a hockey trade with a guy that's got a little bit of term. So maybe he's got 1 or 2 years left and he's going to have to be re-signed and the team's just getting ahead of it and trading him the year before.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh deals that got the Desjardins and the Michael Bunting makes that's typical. That makes no sense. We're trading away garbage and we're bringing in more garbage. I don't understand. I would think Luke Shen they move and they get a pick for him.
I mean, we've seen Dubas run the Leafs before. He loves garbage.
Yeah, he's terrible at it.
He loves it.
And then I would think your contenders for the Stanley Cup are your Avalanche, your Oilers, your Knights. So there's your West. There's your 3 in the West. And then in the East, you still got the Florida Panthers, and I would say the Tampa Bay Lightning are in there.
Capitals?
I can't do it.
No faith.
What about Winnipeg?
No.
Interesting.
What do you mean interesting? They fold like cheap chairs every year in the playoffs, just like the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, but they're a wagon.
No, they're not. That doesn't make any sense. That's like calling the Leafs a wagon. Regular season doesn't mean anything.
I love how
Hellebuck, what happened in the game against Canada? Who won?
Bang, got him.
I don't think they actually finished that game.
What happened last year in the playoffs for Winnipeg?
Got absolutely stomped.
What happened the year before in the playoffs? Because Dallas is a better team than Winnipeg.
100%.
But I still think the Avalanche. I can't doubt Nathan McKinnon if they get Landeskog back. Like, I don't know. That Nations trade was just so smart.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Dallas, but I think Dallas is a really old team and they're a really injured team. And Heiskanen, even though he's coming back eventually, like it's a toughie. Just like, hey, for Boston Bruins fans, Hampus Lindholm broke his kneecap. He might never come back and be the same.
Right. That's a rough one.
He might be done.
That's a rough one.
I didn't know the injury.
Forever. Well, it's a lower body injury, but it's a broken kneecap.
If he can't come back, what happens? Is it just
you long-term
LTIR?
Yep.
Do you have to? Did the team still have to? Does it count against the cap or not? If it's LTIR, right?
LTIR. I just told you it's long-term injury reserve.
That's right. The Mark Stone.
Then he becomes Nathan Horton and he gets traded to like 6 different teams, but he never plays for any of them.
Yes. And then I would think of the East. Yeah, I really like the 2 Florida teams right now. And I don't like much out of the East. I feel like the Stanley Cup's going to get one out of the West. because I think Kachuk is very injured. And hey, Bruins fans, let me look on Puckpedia. When is the guy that supposedly is coming to the Boston Bruins? Let's see.
Who's this, Brady? His brother,
I
Brady
I
Tkachuk?
can't stop seeing those in the. So he's a centerman.
I like
He
him.
is signed with a no move clause, not a no trade, not a no. He's got a no move clause. Cannot be traded, sent to the minors, or waived until 27-28. People,
There we go.
he isn't going
He's gonna
anywhere
wait. He's gonna waive it for the Bruins. Yeah.
unless he asks to leave.
Cool.
So there's my spiel about hockey. That's all I
That's
got.
right.
And
And
I
next,
think Macklin Celebrini will win the Calder. Nathan McKinnon will probably win the Hart because Hellebuck's come back down to earth because Winnipeg stinks again, by the way. He started losing. And that matters. So there you go.
There you go.
And Nathan McKinnon is
Nathan
playing like the
McKinnon.
best player in the
He's
world
amazing.
right now. Yeah, he's really good. Just like Canada's better than the United States.
so the trade deadline is on Friday, right?
3 p.m.
Friday, 3
So
p.m.
that means next week we will be able to hear our reactions and not just
I
to
won't
the
be
video
here.
games.
Nope.
Oh man, you guys have to hear my reaction.
I can't wait. I'm actually here for Waba's play-by-play of the trade deadline.
So Pez, you are Jeremy Jacobs. Okay. Let's see. I gave you a better role.
Oh, hello everybody. I'm sure.
Can I borrow
Okay.
$5?
Welcome.
The
to
season's
Devil
over. The
Landing.
Bruins have a top 10 pick in the NHL entry
Cool.
draft regardless, and then we see what happens. Because I think they will. They'll have a top 10 pick.
Okay.
Do you fire Cam Neely?
Yes.
Do you fire Don Sweeney, or do you let the new person come in and fire Don Sweeney?
You let your new you fire Cam Neely, hire your new president of hockey ops or whatever the heck he does. Allow him to make the decision on the GM. Fire the coach. Allow the GM to make the decision on the coach. That's how.
Do you
that
think
should
it's
work.
Zdeno Chara?
As what?
President.
Maybe. I mean, he's doing something in the front office right now, right? No one knows what it is, but very, very possible.
He's changing the light bulbs.
Well, no, that's the way
Yeah.
the Bruins work, right? They bring guys
yeah.
in.
Oh yeah, I mean the Bruins love to CJ themselves over their old players. They love it. They love it. They love it. Cam Neely, there is no reason for Cam Neely to be a president of hockey operations, right? And he's been in this role for 20 years or whatever. It's insane. But not only that, I personally would fire him because I don't believe he has the correct outlook on how a hockey team should be built in 2025. Because if you look at what they did, last year they lost and they said, okay, we need to get tougher, but they got tougher, but slower. And so now they took away from being a little quicker and being able to have some scoring to being like, well, I guess we'll just punch our way out of it. And now they're fighting for a playoff spot. So I don't think Cam Neely has it. And Don Sweeney, I'll give Don Sweeney credit. His trades have been relatively good. His signings have been fine. His drafting has not been great at all. And this isn't even like go back 10 years and talk about the 2015 draft, because if he hit on any draft picks after that.
And I don't think he made those picks. That was his first draft, right? He was
Yeah,
he was
probably
hired
not.
like 3 days before that.
Yeah, someone else made it. But like Lysell, who knows if Lysell is ever gonna actually become something? Who knows if Merkulov, is that his name? The kid down in Providence?
Yeah. Yep.
Who knows if Merkulov is ever gonna become something? And it's like and even guys that he did draft, like Johnny Beecher. Like where is Johnny Beecher's ceiling, right?
Yeah, I think he's hit it. I wanted him to be good.
And then the question is, if you can't trust your GM to draft correctly, and you have had virtually no draft picks of worth over the past 2 to 3 years, how are you ever going to restock a cupboard and bring in prized entry level contracts that don't cost a lot, and you can have this this Wunderkid be playing on the ice for 3 years, barely making $1 million. The Bruins haven't had that. So then what they have to do is they either have to go out and pay through the nose for someone, either to sign or trade, or they have to extend older players who are past their prime. And people talk about Marchand coming back, we can't trade him because what if he doesn't re-sign with the Bruins? And part of me is like, well, guys, he's going to be 37. At some point you can't just be dragging out the corpses of the players everyone knows. So you have someone to sell jerseys. Like if he can't go, don't give him like a 1 year, $8 million contract just because he's Brad Marchand.
I think they're going to do a deferred payment on him like Seth Jarvis got in Carolina.
I mean, it would make sense to finagle the book somehow so you can still bring him back. I would fire Neely and I would bring in president, even if it's Chara, and say, listen, I'm going to give you the autonomy to do this. Like, here are our goals for next year.
I'll tell you who I'd hire for president.
Patrice Bergeron.
Sean Thornton.
Oh, you talked about this last week. I actually love that. I love that pick because I really like Sean Thornton. And I think he has learned a lot down in the Florida organization.
That's what he's been in there been a front office job for like 5-6 years now.
Yeah. So yes,
he's done their marketing. He's done their marketing. He's done their PR. He's done their public relations. He's done everything there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Scout, all of it.
I think it's a great signing. And I think he would. Not to say that Neely doesn't like command the respect, but I think people respect Sean.
They're done.
More.
I think people are done with Cam Neely.
Yeah, I think they're kind of tired of his excuses and how he builds the team and all this thing.
I will say this. Jake DeBrusk asked for a trade because he was mad at Bruce Cassidy because he got his feelings hurt because Bruce Cassidy asked him in the offseason to work on his skating with the skating development and coach, and he took it like someone got mad at him and he cried like a big baby about it. Instead of getting a year grade at the end of the year, he was told, here's the things you can work on. So he got mad about it and he didn't take it well. Trent Frederick also at the same time was Baja poopy pants, and he was not liking his life either because, again, coach was hard on him. So he didn't want to be there either. Coach gets fired. Jake DeBrusk rescinds his trade request. Trent Frederick never made one, but he didn't want to be there either. Both players still in the organization didn't want to come back and re-sign contracts.
Right.
Our presidents of hockey ops this summer publicly embarrassed one of their teammates. Publicly. The Swayman thing.
Yep.
I think more of the reason you're seeing an exodus in Boston and you're seeing the way the team is because they don't want to play for Cam Neely anymore.
Would make sense.
Interesting.
Would make sense. You don't want your as like your teammate is trying to make a contract and you're like, dude, go get as much as you can get if he's embarrassing him to the media and the fans.
Like we always say, like you can see when a team is giving up on their coach. I think the team is giving up on their president.
Interesting. But yeah,
that's my thoughts.
That's what I would do. Fire Neely and start there. And whoever your next president is, like you make the goals extremely clear. Like I expect you to make the first round of the playoffs and blah 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 and yeah. But man, just get someone who can draft, please. Like give me a 19-year-old in the lineup, please. Like give me a 20-year-old.
I want them to be exciting.
Stop rolling out 40-year-old corpses.
No, I want a kid who from BU or BC. Who's got a little bit of grip? That's basically how they draft.
Yeah.
Get me somebody who went to school in Boston, who played in the Beanpot.
Listen,
who's got bottom six. That's who I want.
Here's Don Sweeney's checklist. Did you play in the NCAA? Yes. Check the box. Are you an American? Check the box. Are you over 6'3"? Check the box. We're drafting you. It doesn't matter. Can he skate? Doesn't matter. What positions he play? Doesn't matter.
Mind you, I will say this. Intriguingly for Bruins fans, people keep saying Brady Tkachuk. That's not the guy I think you might be able to get when he becomes a UFA. Because at the end of next season, Jack Eichel's a UFA.
Bring him home.
Played at BU.
If he wins another cup in Vegas, the only issue is he really likes his coach. I know. People say he's a terrible coach, but guess what? Unfortunately, he wins Stanley Cups and he also wins World Championships. But Jack Eichel really likes him. But Jack Eichel has made it clear that he said it a million times, he would love to play in Boston.
Mm. Bring him
So
home.
he would be
Bring the boy
he would
home.
be he's 28, so he'd be 30.
Perfect.
I give him 3 or 4 years. Let's go.
If Cam's here and he's on the decline, perfect fit.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Cam Alien decline show. You love to see it.
It's gonna make $11 million over 8 years or 7 years.
Yeah, and I can't wait for people to call up the radio and say Jack Eichel stinks. Trade Jack Eichel, trade pasta. They stink. Go get yourself Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk's a monster.
You see him hit those guys. Oh,
You see
Get
how
him
he's
here.
throwing the lumber against Canada? Get him.
yeah.
in there.
I called Logan Airport and told
save
them,
a-
don't let Brady get on the plane.
Save a good American and bring him out of Ottawa. He's garbage. You're not going anywhere. They got leanest penis out there.
You know what's gonna happen? The Bruins are gonna sign Brock Nelson in the summer.
No, we're gonna bring in Brock,
The old man
Anders
Nelson.
Lee and freaking. Oh god.
Who's that guy from the Islanders? He's
Kyle
like the captain.
Palmieri. They'll get Brock Nelson and Kyle Palmieri. There you go. 33 and 34 years old.
Yeah,
There you go.
all these
I'm
players
telling
who
I'm telling
all
you,
these
if-
players who passed away and people forgot to tell them, and they're just
I'm telling
doing
you,
cardio out there.
I'm telling you, if the Bruins can get hockey players with Dunkin' Donuts senior discounts, they're getting on this roster.
Surprised
They're
Yager
getting
hasn't
on this
showed up.
roster.
Yager
Cam
said
Daly's coming out. He's like, we got Taro Sugimoto, this Japan All Star.
Taro's back.
You're gonna be okay.
That's just a Taro callback. That's a good one. So yeah, look forward to more of our takes next week, or some of our takes, if you can call them takes. Mine aren't takes. Guys, if you had fun and you know to start Taro Sugimoto, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/3dads on a console. You can also check us out at 3dadsconsole.com. What else? Like, comment, subscribe, and comment your favorite fictional hockey player in the comments below.
Yeah, and if you hate us, tell us and send us your address because we won't come and find you.
Don't tell me I'm emotionally fragile. All right, folks, thank you very much, and we will see you next week.
Oh,